Joining me down here at the 9-Foot Homemade Oak Bar on the EP podcast, Sonia Noble has a company that's fairly new to Evergreen Park called Klassy Stems and More, and she is our Meet the Neighbors featured guest today. How are you, Sonia?
I'm absolutely fantastic. Thank you.
I appreciate you stopping by. You brought flowers, which hopefully we'll have some video clips on the social media. Maybe we'll put out an excerpt or maybe the entire interview of this where you can see some of the arrangements. And what you're doing is you're doing floral arrangements for what? Parties, funerals, weddings? What are we doing them for?
Anything you can imagine, from birth of a baby, birthdays, congratulations, weddings, sympathy, all occasions. Whatever you're celebrating, we got flowers for you.
What do you get the most? Like right now, first of all, how long have you been doing it for? That's a good question.
I've been doing this for a little bit over 15 years.
15 years, but Klassy Stems and More hasn't been there for 15 years.
No, Klassy Stems has been in Evergreen for about we're approaching 3 years.
3 years now.
3.5 years. Yes.
Okay, well, I'm glad we're meeting you because I didn't even know you were over there in that location.
Absolutely.
That's incredible. So you're on 95th, if I'm not mistaken. Maybe I don't notice you because I think you're right next to that big giant awning store that's there. So they have a giant awning. And that'll pretty much drown out everything else that's on the block. But I want to say you're on the same block that is Classmates there as well? Where are you
We're on the side of Classmates, the dental office, and the awning location there. So we're like right in the middle. We're next to the dental and the awning place. So
so that's in between Central Park and Millard on 95th, and you're on the south end of the street.
Yes.
Okay, perfect.
3611 West 95th Street.
Okay, so somebody comes to you, what are they asking for most? Like, what is the number one person you have walking in the door getting a floral arrangement?
Most are the sympathy.
The sympathy ones.
Yeah, the sympathy.
I never know what to get for those.
You never know.
No, I never know. You know, somebody passes away, especially, and you know, when you can't make it, then I think I spend more money and get a bigger arrangement.
Yes.
Like this thing that you have here, this is large. I would want something about, well, probably 3 times bigger than this because I couldn't make it. Like if it's somebody who expected me to travel for the funeral and I couldn't travel for the funeral, I try to make up for it with ridiculous amounts of flowers.
Absolutely.
Is that what people do?
That's it. Exactly. That's it. Because they want to be represented, you know. Right. Everybody wants their arrangement to stand out. So we try our best to make sure that we're sending something that'll look really nice, you know, and represent them well. You've
been doing it for a long time, so I would imagine if I call you up and I say, all right, it's a funeral.
Yes.
I have no idea what to send.
Yes.
I have X amount to spend, or, you know, I just want it to be like, I start describing like, well, you know, they're going to have those bigger ones that are up around the casket and I want one that's about that size. And, you know, what's the standard? Is that something where you sit there and say, okay, well, you know, lilies do sometimes you send this, here are your options, here are your prices, because I would need to be walked through that.
Absolutely. And sometimes we get our customers that do need a walkthrough. So we just kind of get a little bit of information, whether male or female, did they have a, you know, particular color that they were looking for. Sometime with the sympathy arrangements, we do a banner that represents the family. We can't put a banner on there that says from the series or the champion family, you know, or if it's from a company, we can kind of, you know, put that on there as well. We do an arrangement of different types of flowers, you know, that would meet the need of the customer that's calling and represent them well. And we just go a little step further. We'll send actually a picture of the arrangement to the out-of-towner, the customer that placed the order.
Oh, I get a picture of it.
Yes, you will get a picture.
Because sometimes you order the flowers and you ask somebody like, were they nice? Like you have no idea what you said.
Absolutely.
So you're sending me a picture.
I'm sending you a picture directly.
Instantly, you're better than any other flower place I've ever dealt with before.
Absolutely.
I have your card and it will be used in the future.
Absolutely.
Okay, so I would imagine the most difficult, and I don't know if you want to talk about it, but I'm curious, the most difficult is the wedding flowers because the bride has a lot of ideas and there's nothing wrong with that. It's her big day.
Right.
But I remember when I got married decades ago that I just got out of the way of stuff like that because it had to be specific. There were certain colors, there were things that she wanted, and it had, and I just imagined that was a big back and forth with the florist and trying to figure out what, you know, the florist probably has to figure out exactly what the bride wants. Is that one of the more difficult things to do?
It is. However, that is my passion. I love weddings. So sometimes,
well, they're more fun than funerals.
Well, they are, but it's still flowers, and you want to make them beautiful. Yeah. So for the weddings, I work closely with the bride and the moms. Sometimes I get the moms that's so excited about the wedding, and the bride is just like, I'm so over it. So whatever she wants to go with, I'm fine with that. But once we get the color palettes, the look that you're going for, we can kind of cater to that specifically,
I can imagine 15 years of doing this, you've gotten very good at handling different ideas in something like that. Like you have mom saying we should do this. You have daughter saying we should do this.
Yes.
You know that it's volatile and you've got and you're looking for like, how do I come up with a compromise for these two that can't seem to compromise because you're just trying to make sure that everybody's happy in the end.
Absolutely. We try to be cohesive for everyone. We get a little bit of what the mother is looking for, mostly what the bride is looking for, but we work with all parties involved, the moms, the bride, and sometimes very, very, I can count on one hand. Sometimes I get a groom.
That's weird.
That wants the flowers a particular way.
Listen, guys, you don't need to be involved in this. Like you don't. You don't need to be involved in it at all. Very much like, I have an 18-year-old daughter.
Yes.
Okay. And one day she'll probably want to get married. Mm-hmm. And she will be the most involved of all the weddings because I'm the father of the bride.
Yes.
The two boys, when that happens someday, my job is to pay for the bar and make sure the rehearsal dinner goes okay.
Absolutely.
And get out the damn way.
Absolutely.
Like that's where you want to be.
Absolutely.
As a groom as well. You want to get out the way. Guys, stay out of that.
Absolutely. You know what? But I work to make everyone happy in the process. You
must make a face though. You must be like, why are you here?
Sometimes I get that, but for most of the times it's the mom and the bride, so which it works really well. I love doing the wedding. So there's so much fun. It's such a build up. And then on the day of, you see this big, beautiful arrangement done and the different bouquets and see what the bride wants comes to fruition. And it's just beautiful. It's beautiful.
Prom season is upon us.
Yes, it is.
Because the 18-year-old I just mentioned, going to her prom.
Yes. So we do the corsages. Actually, I brought one.
This is perfect. Go ahead and grab it because I'll tell you this story. Listen as you're getting up, and I'll tell you this story. So I looked at her Saturday, I think.
Okay.
Maybe Friday. And I said, he's getting you a corsage, right? Mm-hmm. And she looked at me like I had three heads and said, why? And I was like, it's your prom.
Absolutely.
And you have to get him a boutonniere.
Absolutely.
And she looked at me like I was nuts. And I said, okay, here's the thing. I understand that you're laid back and they don't do these dances as much as they used to when we were kids. When we were kids, I had to get a corsage for everything. The freshman dance, the sophomore dance, the junior dance, the one when the girl asked you, the one where I asked her, like every single thing.
Absolutely.
I was so adept at getting these by the time I got to prom, it was second nature. These kids don't do that as much anymore.
They don't.
And like this, I hear this kid's getting a suit and I'm like, what? Tux. And she's like, oh, no, they don't need a tux for this. I'm like, they don't need, I am completely thrown by it. So I had to lay down the law. I was like, you will take pictures at my home because your grandmother and your aunt want to see the dress and they want pictures of it.
Absolutely.
All right. And you will get a boutonniere.
Absolutely.
And he will get you flowers. And if he's not getting you flowers, you have to tell dad because I will buy the flowers and then I will pull the young man off to the side and I'll be like, because you were lazy and cheap, I bought this for you. Now put it on my daughter.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And now the good news is, before you dive into this, turns out he was getting her one.
Oh, good.
She was just being aloof. She's got everything all set now.
Okay.
But take me through a corsage and what you do for the girls and the guys with the corsage and the boutonnieres.
Okay. So we do a variety of corsages. I don't know if you can see what's on my hand.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
So
hold it up a little bit above the microphone if we get it on the view of the camera or something like that.
Here?
There you're perfect. Okay. There you go. There you go.
So we have, this is a corsage, a wrist corsage. And it just depends on what the young lady is wearing or what the guys are wearing. And we cater it, we design it to their specifications. We do embezzlement on it, give it the bling.
How much bling do they put in a corsage these days? Is it different from where it was 30 years ago?
It varies. Yes, they have changed quite a bit.
Really?
But the bling, it varies. It depends on the young lady. If she's outgoing and she has that burst personality, then yes, we bling it up if that's her,
I'm surprised that they don't have an app that connects by Bluetooth to your corsage and has like lighting to it. I'm surprised they don't have that yet.
Keep waiting for it. You never know. They may come up with that.
I just gave Klassy Stems and More the next big thing right
there. Absolutely. Yes. We do the bling on it, and then we do minimal bling for the guys on the boutonniere because we like for them to kind of, look coordinated,
right, but
to complement each other.
It's not their day. It's just like a wedding. It's not really their day. The girl's supposed to bling. That's why her corsage is bigger than the boutonniere.
Absolutely. So, but we do give them some play, but it's small and it's classy. It's classy with a K.
Awesome.
We keep it classy. So definitely we give them the boutonniere for the guys and the corsage for the ladies. So
you'll do a matching set if they want to do it that way.
Yes, absolutely.
That's a good idea.
Absolutely.
And then you have Mother's Day coming up, which I would imagine is big for you. I know with my mom, every year I sit there and I think to myself, oh, maybe I should get her a gift for Mother's Day. And then I always just fall back on flowers. I just do. It's the easiest thing. Yeah.
Flowers is a go-to.
And moms love flowers.
Every time they love the flowers.
Yes. Okay.
The bigger the better, the pink, red, and purples are some of the favorites for Mother's Day. That's the color palettes. But we do quite a few. We do the yellows, the whites, just whatever you're looking for. If you pre-order it, if you're looking for something specific,
I think that's funny, though, with the pre-order. Have you ever walked into a Jewel or a Mariano's on Mother's Day and seen the amount of men last minute getting a card and flowers? And I've been there. Many a time. We're terrible. I really, seriously, all sons, we're just the worst, okay? We are always like, it's Mother's Day? That's happening again this year? Like, we're in shock over it. So,
absolutely.
So how close to Mother's Day can a procrastinator, or let's just use the word idiot like myself, call you and still get something?
You can call the day before. We will take the day before, but not on the day of. Okay. Because on the day of is just kind of, we're trying to keep our obligations that we've already made.
Day before is incredible as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, if we can get the day before, then we can get you in, because on the day of, we're just doing the walk-ins and the pre-orders that we have.
Do you do scolding on the day before? Like, are you like, you really waited till the day before for your mother? Do you give them a hard time? I would.
No.
I expect a hard time.
No, we don't give them a hard time. We give a hard time for the anniversaries. The wedding anniversaries, Yeah. We give those a hard time.
I've been there for that. I've been there for the Valentine's Day, but always Mother's Day. Yes, Mother's Day, I'm always like, they're doing it again this year. I got to hurry up and get that done.
Absolutely.
For certain.
Absolutely.
All right. Well, before we wrap this up, I want to make sure that you give everybody how they can get these arrangements, how they can reach out to you, how they can plan for either an event or if they just want a one-time thing. I know you have a website, klassystem.com, and Klassy is spelled with a K.
With a K.
You're again at 3611 West 95th Street here in Evergreen Park.
Yes.
And the phone number is 773-405-3550. Yes. Easiest way to get what you want, is it by phone, by internet? Should I stop in? I feel like when I stop in, I can get a little bit more descriptive with you. What do you prefer?
If you stop in, that's better. I get a chance to meet you. However, you can go to my website and place an order. Or if you are at wit's ends and you just don't know what to do, just give me a call.
All right.
At the 773-405-3550. Or place your order online, and then you can follow up with the phone call. And if it's some specifications that you want with the arrangements, feel free to, again, give me a call.
Sounds great. You know what? I'm glad that I talked to you. And I am embarrassed by the fact that I thought that you were like brand new. And you've been up there for 3 years.
3 years,
and I think that's what we've been trying to do on the EP podcast lately, is the idea of, focusing on the small businesses that you are passing right by, folks, and don't even realize, some of you, that it's right there. And it sounds to me like 15 years of experience, 3 years over at that location. Oh, yes. You seem to know the answer to everything.
Oh, thank you.
And definitely people should be checking it out. Klassy Stems and More. Sonia, thank you so much for coming on the EP podcast.
Thank you, Chris, so much. I appreciate it. Thank you.